Hello everyone, this is Gail from Gail's Upstairs Studio. I hope you're doing well. I don't have a long form video to share this week because we are in the middle of a couple of home improvement projects, and one of them is cleaning out the room that is right next to my studio. So my studio has a lot of things in it at the moment that don't belong here, and so I haven't had a chance to sit down and do any kind of a project. So I thought instead I would share something else with you. I recently made a gift for a friend of mine who's just starting on her watercolor journey, and I wanted to share it with you. If you've been watching for a while, you know that I have been very excited about my new Da Vinci watercolors that I have bought, and I have used them a lot, and I've tested them out. I did a lot of experimentation when I had just the dot samples, and I filled my big studio palette with all of these colors, and I played around with them enough to figure out what colors might be exciting in a small palette for someone who is just starting their journey with watercolor. And a few months ago I bought a couple of these little patterned Altoid sized tins, and they have like a 3D printed grid compartments inside, and I thought this would be perfect to make as a kind of a tester palette for Da Vinci watercolors for my friend. Oh, I have it upside down. And this is what it looks like. And if you remember when I was testing out the dot samples for to figure out which tubes I wanted to buy, those dots were very generous. I've gotten a lot of things out of just the dot samples, so I knew that this amount, even though it doesn't look like a lot, would last her a while and let her to get to know this paint. And I want to say it might be her first professional line, and so I really wanted to kind of just give her a little treat. I wanted to show you which colors I chose, and I also set this up a little differently than what I see most people set up. What I wanted to make sure of, because there are several of these wells that are a little smaller than the others. They're the ones in the corners. So I wanted to make sure that convenience colors should go in there and not any kind of primary mixing. So this is what I decided on. I'll put this back in here. Right down the middle is the split primary set that I bought as a set, and it is vermilion, hang on, I got the wrong one, vermilion, red rose deep, this is aerolide yellow, this is Hansa Yellow Light Lemon, and ultramarine blue, and stormy blue. Oh, wrong one. Phthalo blue. And so these are right down the center, so this is her split primary. And then on either side of these I've put some fun convenience colors. Alizarin gold, which I love. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Theo indigo violet, and then Titan buff, which is really fun with all of these colors. It's a nice tint for all of these colors. And Denise's green. I tried to figure out a way to give her a bigger well for the Denise's green because I know she'll love it. And then over here, we've already done the Theo Indigo Violet, and we have Yellow Ochre, which I find I have in all of my palettes. It's a really good neutral, believe it or not. And Stormy Blue, another one of my favorites. So that's that. And I just, that's the nice thing about having art supplies, and especially watercolor in tubes, because as you see, especially the 50 milliliter tubes, I have filled the wells in my big studio palette, and there is still more than plenty to share, and it's kind of nice to make little gifts for people. And I'm really tickled that a friend of mine is actually enjoying a journey that I'm currently on too. It's kind of fun. So there was that. But then I thought, well, it would be nice to have her have a place to use them that wasn't really big, so it wasn't intimidating, but with good paper. I buy Arches watercolor paper, which, if you know watercolor, is kind of what everybody raves about, and it is really wonderful. It is very expensive depending on how you buy it. I find the most economical way for me to buy it is by the full sheet, and they're really very large sheets, and I buy them and I put them in a portfolio, and I keep them in my cabinet. And so I thought that it would be nice to make her a small book that she could play around with, but since it was small, it didn't feel like she was wasting paper. So this is what it looks like on the cover. This is basically made with things that I already had. This is old scrapbook paper I've had for years, and the book cover parts of this are chipboard that is the backing for a lot of my pads of paper. Especially, I have pads of Strathmore Bristol paper, and the chipboard backing that pad comes on is nice and thick. So I used sections of that, and I can't remember the sizes. I just kind of measured as I went, and I don't remember what the sizes were. But if you would like me to make another one on camera, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to, now that I know what I'm doing with it. And when you open this up, there's beautiful Arches paper, and it accordions out like this. So she has all kinds of room, but only in little spots. She can do it a little to a time, and then maybe if she gets brave toward the end, she can try a double layout. And the nice thing is she can turn it over, and where this isn't quite the same on the back as it is on the front, I don't know if I can get that to show well, but it's got a little different texture on the back. It isn't as different as like cellulose paper. The texture on the back is very different from the front. This is closer, but it's still a little different. So she could watercolor on the back too if she wanted, or if she was testing something out and found something worked particularly well or didn't work, she could write a note about it on the back. So that's what this is. Then I needed a closure, and I decided to be very simple about it. And I had this black ribbon, and I just put 2 hot glue dots on the back, and then we tie it on the front. And it's a nice little gift, but it's not so special that she can't use it, and use it right up. And if she comes to the bottom of these wells, I've got more that I can replace them for her. So, and she's already seen this, so I decided it would be okay to show it. And she liked it, so I was very pleased that she liked it. But I'd be more than happy to make another one, because I have a niece that I think would like this too. So if you would like to see this made, like I said, let me know in the comments, and I will make a video of it. I also forgot to say that I also made a little tiny swatch card so that she can fill in the swatches, but that was too small to write the names on. So I made a bigger one with the actual names of all the colors, and that can slide right in the book. Well, that's what I have for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.